Mr. President, Mayor Connie, the members of the Senate, in the interest of time, let me say all protocol observed. Very excited to be here. We, the people of South Africa, recognize the injustices of our past, honor those who suffered for justice and freedom in our land, respect those who have worked and built and to develop our country, believe that South Africa belongs to all those who live in it, united in our diversity. This is an extract from our Constitution, ladies and gentlemen, an extract that inspires a girl from Tata, born in the village called Mbikwana, and all I wanted was for a government that sees me for who I am, and a government that cares for my future and about my future. Fellow South Africans, I'm proud to join you today to present ActionSA's plan aimed at achieving prosperity and upward social mobility for all South Africans, where inequality, poverty, and unemployment, and the racial manifestations of these challenges are no longer hallmarks of our society. As I speak to communities and reflect on my own lived experience, I've come to realize the sad reality that our country's legacy of racial divisions remain unresolved. While we had hoped that the dawn of democracy would bring about positive change and a government focused on uniting South Africans, what we're actually seeing is the emergence of new divisions and prejudices. We are becoming an intolerant nation and we are further divided. Instead of rising to the moment over the past 30 years, the outgoing, and please emphasize, the outgoing ruling government has failed to address the socio-economic injustices plaguing our communities, which has only served to perpetuate the marginalization of the majority of South Africans. It is in recognition of these failures that ActionSA has committed to building a South Africa that is no longer characterized by divisions and inequality, but rather set on achieving economic justice. ActionSA's objective is to ensure that everyone, regardless of their circumstances, has access to equal opportunities for success. This can be achieved by knocking down human development barriers propelled by the Apartheid government's discriminatory policies. Our hearts must always be with the Tintswalos that this government is forcing to admit that their lives have changed in the past 30 years. We must look out for the Tintswalos. South Africans, the reality is that the BBEE in its current form has failed to uplift South Africans. And it is for these reasons we have developed innovative and viable solutions to address inequalities in South Africa. I'm proud to announce that ActionSA's Opportunity Fund will be a fresh and innovative mechanism to replace the failed BEE policy that will empower the majority of South Africans, especially those who have yet to share in our nation's riches. The Opportunity Fund will be financed partially by corporate profits that are currently being spent on BBEE compliance and will be applicable for 30 years. We consider 30 years to be enough for an ethical and responsible government to level the playing field. This fund will be used to create access to entrepreneurial funding and tertiary education. The Opportunity Fund goes far beyond being a mere replacement of BBEE policy. It extends towards the launch of financial literacy, education, awareness programs to ensure that we drive socio-economic development through the deployment of capital to socially transformative programs. South Africans, besides economic interventions, other aspects such as healthcare, education, energy, security, corruption, law and order, climate, and the environment also assist in promoting the economic and social justice that is required to build a just and inclusive society. Fellow South Africans, what is clear to us is that a holistic intervention is required to turn around the continued decline that continues to shackle down the majority of South Africans. The reality is that for economic justice to succeed, it is important to begin from the ground up by focusing on the root causes that have widened the gap, particularly in the last 30 years of democracy. As I conclude, I want to say that the upcoming elections offer us all the opportunity to usher in real change. And as I look around the room, I'm convinced that ActionSA represents that change. Thank you so much.